What's going on, YouTube? This is Professor Diehard, and I want to take a moment and just kind of talk about a new game that just came out yesterday, and that is Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. Now, if any of you are familiar with Sherlock Holmes, probably from the Robert Downey Jr. movies, and come on, there's been plenty of books, and there's been plenty of other older movies that have come out since then, before then. And now there's a whole new... I didn't even realize there's a freaking Sherlock Holmes series of games that have been made by Frogware. And I was just scoping through a PlayStation Store one day, and I came across this little game. And I started following it for the past month. And I've been really excited for this game for multiple reasons. One, compared to the previous installments of the Sherlock Holmes from Frogware, this is more open world rather than just going from location to location. And here, as you can see, you have a pretty sizable open world. Now, I need to go on and temper some expectations. Coming into this game, definitely have tempered expectations. I think a great example of, let me just say it like this. Another game not too long ago came out called Greedfall, and that was a game that I was super excited for. It was an RPG that was set in a colonial fantasy type world, and though the premise was awesome, the execution was probably about average at best. And though it has some great stuff going on, it definitely has a foundation for the future. Now, this is a type of game that I went on and pre-ordered, and I had to have tempered expectations as I was going in, because the normal price for the game was only about $40, I remember, if I remember correctly. And if you wanted to get the deluxe, it's a full price game. But going into this game, definitely have tempered expectations. Know that this is made by a smaller team of developers. If I remember correctly, they also made The Sinking City, but I didn't really play those games. But go check them out. So let's talk about this game now. My current thoughts. So Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 features a combat system that's not been in the other games, at least to my knowledge. And this combat system is drastically different. In all honesty, a little bit more simplistic than I would like. But I think it's just better if I just kind of just show you a little bit of combat. Now, if you're watching any of the trailers, you could easily see what you were working with. But basically, how the game plays is that you're gonna have a bunch of enemies that come at you, and they're gonna have these little doohickeys on them, and you're supposed to basically arrest them. And how you arrest them is you shoot the key objects on their body, and then once you do that, you can go in for a QTE section where you basically just knock them on their butts. And to be quite honest, I actually really like it. So there's a whole stigma when it comes to QTEs in video games, where the second you start seeing QTE, everyone gets really upset. They're like, "Oh, I'm tired of QTEs." But with all honesty, a lot of games haven't really been doing those. At least, if I'm being honest, I haven't really seen some in a long time.
The snuff's ready.
But what really works for this game is as you're walking around doing... Oh, I just got shot in the back and stabbed. Wow, Sherlock Holmes is not having a good day at all. So, right here, so you can just see here that there's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm already getting my butt handed to me, and that's because I'm not even paying attention. I'm being an idiot. Talking and gaming is not really a forte of mine. But basically, as you can see there, you're supposed to shoot the different body armors off the person. And then you can either you do one of two things. Once you shoot off their body armor and probably some of their bullets that's on their back, you can then shoot that, and that will make them ready to, because they're distracted. They're trying to, stop the fire on their chest or their back. They're trying to, stop the bullets from, firing off, all that. And that's where you go in for that QTE. Which, if I'm being completely honest, it really makes for a very high stakes, very intense situation, because not only do you have other enemies waiting to hit you as soon as you're done with the QTE, you have to make sure you're pressing the right button when the QTE starts, or you'll get kicked away and have to hit them again. But also in these little shootout zones, there's environmental things you can do, like that little barrel. You can shoot it and the beer will get on their face, and that means they will have to, you know, get that out of their face. That's when you go in for the... Oh, and so you can actually kill people, by the way. I missed a shot, and poor boy, he's going to die of a gunshot wound. Very terrible way to die. So, boom, get that. Hit him. Sherlock, you don't kill people, but you're willing to make sure that people don't ever walk again. Gotta love it. Alright, going in. Oh, that could have been a funny kill shot. But the reason why I want to talk about this is I actually really like the idea of a game that it kind of makes you not want to kill people. You can if you want. You don't get as much of a high score if you kill them. But it encourages you to, you know, disarm your opponent. Just kind of like what Sherlock Holmes would do. He never really went out of his way to kill people unless, you know, either the story demanded it or there's just no other way.
Give him the pepper snuff.
But anywho, oh, and there's still some bugs going on. I mean, this game just came out. Oh god, this is terrible. This is not good. All right, get that. And these guys stay on you the entire time, which I like, and also it makes me kind of wonder. Because I feel like in a normal situation, people would be, you know, hugging behind cover. They would be, you know, they wouldn't really be charging at you like this, I feel like. Because it just doesn't really make sense, in my opinion. But I can see what they're going for. You know, you have all these villains that are just basically just trying to make your day awful. And they, see, I just messed up the QTE, boom, and get kicked back. But I still have a chance. So what you can do here is let that son of a gun come over here. That's not good, actually. Oh, we gotta get that guy off. Okay. I'm actually really struggling to get that body piece off of him. Oh, and I just completely just domed him. So a little point to make here is I actually don't have aim assist on, so that's probably why it's a little bit more difficult for me to get those shots. Ah, dang, I ran out. You also have the snuff where you can just throw that in someone's face and then you know, automatically get the KO.
I couldn't miss the party. I'm coming.
Going for it. Boom. He's out.
Don't bother moving. You've lost. Time to knock this guy out.
Ah, I missed it.
Get ready for some pain.
There we go.
Don't cry. Give him the pepper snuff.
Ah, yeah. Now this guy's super armored, so we gotta hit all those pieces that I completely missed. I'm pretty sure I shot him in the nuts there. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to.
Take this.
Oh, this is terrible. I may die. I'm not trying to though. Oof. Okay. Got that. Boom. He's down.
No more crime for you until next.
Ooh, what is hitting me actually?
He's all yours now. Go for it.
There we go.
Don't bother.
I love those
moving.
kill animations.
You've
I
lost.
love that. Love it, love it, love it. This man looks like the Lone Ranger. Oh, okay, good. He had a face mask on. Let's not get hit by that.
Time to.
There we go. And come in for the final. Shoot him in the foot, and that should be it.
The snuff's ready.
Alright, so let's just kind of talk about that for a second. So I'm going to go on and just be completely honest. This is really simplistic. And there needs to be, with an update, there really needs to be some additions and some tractions. One thing, the first thing that needs to really be added here is the one thing that was kind of advertised with some of the game trailers that Frogware sent out was that the enemies would, like, they're going to be very aggressive seeking you out. But I really don't think that really makes a lot of sense with the behaviors of, like, how people would be with, like, using guns. I mean, if someone else has a gun, you're not going to walk up to them point blank range. Like, it's almost as if they know that Sherlock Holmes is supposed to incapacitate them and not kill them, so they're just going to walk up to them point blank range and hope to kill them that way, which is, it's very, if I'm being honest, it's kind of immersion breaking. I would really like to see some of the AI hug cover, and then as they peek out, that's when you try to get those shots, and, like, maybe you could, maybe a flash, not really a flash grenade, but maybe just different types of gadgets maybe he could use, or it's maybe just a different way of going about combat that just, like, you don't have to get, like, their arm and leg plates to then just shoot off their faceplate. You should be able to shoot off their faceplate at any point, and then, if you have the snuff, you can throw that into their face, or if you have any other environmental, you can use that. Now, some people would argue that, like, well, why would you do that? And there's one reason I think I know why they did that, because they want to prolong combat and make things a little bit more difficult. But it's a tough one. I think that they should at least do two things. One, increase the enemies. Two, add enemy AI that just doesn't just kind of chase after you the entire time, which is very unrealistic. And three, if they have something on their face that's covering their face, get that. Be able to shoot that immediately. Don't have to, wait to hit that. But, playing devil's advocate, I think it goes into more of like a morale system. Like, if you are fighting a guy and he's, you're trying to kill him, and he's, like, taking off all your armor pieces, and then suddenly you don't have any armor left, I mean, you're not going to want to fight anymore. Which I do think is kind of genius in its own right. So I would probably give the combat about a C, or like a C plus rating. It's nothing too amazing, but what this game, with Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, what this brings to the table is a type of combat that you just really don't see a lot in a lot of AAA games, or even AA games these days. Because usually if you want to go, like, the pacifist route, you can't use any of the cool weapons that you have. All you have to do is use your hands and, like, choke them out, or just don't attack anybody. While Sherlock Holmes, I mean, he's not afraid to put a bullet in your foot or your kneecap. You're still alive, but he's not going to kill you. And I think that having that type of combat is kind of inspired, and it's very, different and interesting. So, combat is something that I was really looking forward to in this game. And is it exactly what I wanted? No. But it also, I'm very open to new experiences like this, and I really think that if you are contemplating picking up the game just based on the combat, do it. But also know this. I hope that's a child, because that's a really small person. Moving on. Oh, that person just grow. No, that's still a child. Never mind, moving on. Now let's go to the investigations. So there are a plethora of investigations to have. Now, these things that's right here on the map, those are just icons, like, big places you can go, and the stars are fast travel points that you can go across the city. This is not GTA 5. You can't just go around and pull out your gun. See, that's your camera. You can't do that. You can take pictures, but you can't pull out your gun, because it's not really a part of the Sherlock Holmes character. But again, so there's plenty of types of quests that are out here. Like, I mean by quests, I mean investigations. And also Cordona stories, where you kind of go around remembering when you were a kid, and kind of piecing together, you're kind of like your lost memories from your childhood. So, there's a lot on the table here. Quite a lot, actually. And I think that if you're interested in picking up something for a new experience, honestly, go support Frogware. Now, look, there's going to be some very obvious graphical glitches, texture pop-ins, and a little bit, poor frame rate at times. But here's the thing. We're getting to the point now that we're having a lot of AAA games out there they're making the same products every year, all the time, the same type of product, just different paint jobs. And we really need to start rewarding game developers, especially indie developers that are really small, the ability to, we need to show them respect. And also, you all right, buddy? Yeah. See, there's gonna be some glitches. This is not as well. I can't really compare it to Assassin's Creed because Assassin's Creed has plenty of bugs itself. But we really need to start showing some love to indie developers. So, go in like me with tempered expectations. If you ever played Greedfall, it's gonna be kind of like a similar experience. It's a different type of game. It's a different type of perspective and world that you're not used to. But with that package comes a little bit of, I don't think underwhelming is the correct word, but AAA games have kind of spoiled us in a way that they've been doing the same thing for years, and we expect all those type of mechanics, like in Red Dead Redemption 2, for instance. There's a lot of things there that just are not going to be a part of the game like this. So go in with tempered expectations, and you may actually be surprised, and you may actually come across a game that you didn't really think that you were going to fall in love with. Anywho, enough of that. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm walking over to an investigation right now. I want to talk about one more thing. So here's the coolest thing about what I really enjoy about this game. If you ever played a game called Pathologic 2, I've actually talked about that game a lot. I actually did a review on it. So if you're ever interested in that, I don't know how to do links and stuff on videos, but just go to my channel and just look up the Pathologic 2 review. It's a PS4 review. They have this kind of system where, if you have different thoughts of different perspectives going on in the world, those thoughts can then connect. And it doesn't do it exactly like Sherlock Holmes doesn't do that exactly, but the system and the way they go about it is it's not the exact same, but it's pretty similar in their types of ideas that they had going on. So a quick little tidbit here. So you see the map here. There's not really a lot of icons when it comes to hey, here's your quest here, here's your quest there, here's your quest. That's actually not going to show up, at least to my knowledge, because here's the coolest thing. So let's say that you start working for the police department here in Cordovia, and they will be like, hey, we need help on a quest, or I gotta stop saying quest, an investigation. So for instance, here it is, splitting the loot. And it's going to say, hey, 3 men were killed in a quarrel over the distribution of a bank robbery loot. The gunfight was reported at the northern end of Silverton in a backyard on Engineers Lane between Ebernaut Street and Coalpit Street. Okay, so where is that at? Okay, so here's Silverton, and you zoom in. Engineers Lane. It's in between what? Ebernaut Street and Coalpit Street. So it's going to be around here. It's going to be around this area right here. So that's where the murder took place. 3 men being killed. So, and what's the really cool thing about it is you placed this down. I did that. The game didn't place that for me. I placed it down. So you go to the casebook, you press triangle to place on map, and then boom, you can place it. And you can also place down other little tidbits, like things that you find, and here's a shortcut to a certain location. Here's a mystery. Here's a treasure. And honestly, I really like this system because we have a way of playing video games that literally turns our brains off. We're always so used to following a waypoint, going here, going there. And with all honesty, we've become spoiled. Oh, look at that. Police do not cross. It looks like this is not the right way to go here. So let me go around. The sky looks a little bit weird. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. So the sun's setting. Okay, that's a little bit neat. Okay, still a little bit weird how it's transitioning, but not too bad. But then again, what do I know about game development? All I can do is provide my opinions. That's all that matters. So let's try to go to this crime scene here. So then, boom, you found the crime scene. You found it. You didn't go to a waypoint that the game provided. You used your little noggin there, and you found out that this is where it was. And that's what I really enjoy about this game so far. Now, I don't really know if there's going to be a lot of, random encounters, or do you have to suck the poison out of a dude's leg to save his life, things like that, like you saw in Red Dead Redemption 2. But yet again, let's remember, have tempered expectations. This is made by a way smaller team that honestly should be kind of commended. Actually, should be really commended from providing a type of game
It's
like
you
this.
again. You
So-
sure not to miss any clues?
Let's do this together, because I think if you're wanting, a little bit of perspective, if you're also wanting to see a small little YouTuber, just play a little bit through this. We can do it together. I want to make sure. Let's do. Okay, so boom. And sometimes they provide little points there, like, hey, there's a clue number 5. So let's check it out. So you do R1, you can see things. It's like your concentration mode, and if you hold L1, helps you kind of pinpoint where things are at. Now, you can actually adjust the difficulty where I don't think that actually happens, where those show up. So, if you're wanting to go hardcore, feel free. All right, so what we got here? We have a Magnum, okay. Oh, this is a Smith & Wesson.
A brand new Colt, 45 caliber.
Yeah, what do I know about guns? So it's a brand new Colt 45, okay. Oh, that wasn't it. So apparently there's something else to
A
this.
brand
So we know that. There must be something else that we're missing. Oh, right here. Ah!
The shooter fired 3 rounds.
The shooter fired 3 rounds. You know what else is really interesting about that? Order 1886, I think that's the name of the game, did something similar to that, where you can interact with the environment and twist things
glasses with
around.
cracked lenses.
And also, it's very reminiscent of Resident Evil. How you have to look around to get all the clues out of something. And if you think about it, if you're playing hardcore mode, it won't tell you how many clues are left in a certain area. So I didn't. What did that say?
Pieces of brass tacks. Piranha rounds.
Okay. So some bullets shot through here. Okay. Okay, what we got here? We got some money.
Huh. Some loot has been left behind. Whoever took it must have been in a hurry.
Okay, so that was part of the mission that, some 3 guys were disputing over some loot they got from, let's see. Yeah, they got some loot from a bank heist. So let's just keep looking around. What we got? So a broken bottle. Okay.
Greed and booze got the better of them. No wonder it ended in violence.
Okay, that's another one. What we got here?
The man with the shotgun fired only 2 shots.
Interesting.
Too busy bleeding to reload.
The blade is very sharp. Perfectly balanced for throwing.
Yeah, I pretty much have probably 30 knives in my bag after that last little thug den,
2 bullets
thief
hit the
den I
cart.
walked into.
No traces of blood, though.
No, there's blood.
Droplets of blood. Someone caught a bullet here.
Interesting. Okay, let's see, what else did I miss here? Okay, it looks like there's something over here and over there.
Stuck
So it's
deep in the wood. Stuck deep in the wood.
another knife. Okay. And that's our buddy John.
Interesting place to shoot one another. There's mess everywhere.
Yeah. So here is where it gets really interesting. Now, I think as you go on, you'll get better and better at this. But this is where you kind of sit down here and go into like your little meditate mode. And this is where John comes in. I'm not going to talk about much about him. You can play the game yourself and kind of figure it out. So basically what you do is you kind of snap your fingers and you kind of put the scene together. So it looks like someone got shot there in the leg, or you can flip it again. What happened? Let's see. There's a knife. I don't think it was the guy with the knives. Okay, see. Okay, I see what's going on. So there's different... You're trying to figure out who was who. Okay, so let's go on exit real quick here, because we need to make sure we're checking all of our clues. So there's 3 dead. Okay, so there's... Okay, here are the victim profiles. This is very important. Roger Smiley, 42 years old. Previously arrested for theft. Was wearing glasses. Cause of death. Shotgun wounds to the torso. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, so Bill Devon, previously affiliated with the Red Scars gang, cause of death, blood loss from a severe severed jugular vein, so knife. Identity unknown, around 30 years of age, was wearing a hat, suffered a leg wound, cause of death, point blank shot to the heart. Okay. Let's think about this here. Okay, so this is where the shotgun was at. So this must be the guy, I'm wondering if this is the person that was unknown. He got shot point blank in the heart. And you can see there's a lot of blood there. Let's go over here. Piranha rounds, if I remember. Ooh. So the guy with the shotgun was there. The guy with the pistol must have been behind the little wood stake there. But let's see. Let's see if I can put my noggin together and see what we can do here. Let's just put it all together first. So he was shot in the leg. What's over here? Okay, we're trying to figure out who died where. Okay. Let's go back to our cases. So it was wearing glasses. Okay, the glasses were back here. Shotgun wound to the torso. Yep, so that was him. But it's kind of hard to tell who is who. So the guy, obviously, the revolver shot. The guy was shooting over here at this man. So he got shot in the leg. This one had his, well, had his throat slit, it looks like. Actually, I want to try one more thing before we keep going with this. So what you can do is you can go to your clues and you can press square to pin the evidence. And usually you can talk to people.
Just arrived here this morning.
Okay, so it looks like that's not going to be the case here. It's just kind of hard to tell who's who just based on... That's another little, small little negative. It's hard to tell who's what in some of these little scenarios here. It's kind of hard to differentiate. Because we see the glasses are over there, but it's kind of hard to tell... Roger Smiley. He's arrested for theft. Was wearing glasses. Cause of death. Now, was this man wearing glasses? If you can actually look, he is wearing glasses. So that's something you have to pay attention to. And that'll help you with some of your investigations. Hopefully, at least. What do I know? If I remember correctly, there may be a hat somewhere on the ground. Maybe. I may be wrong. So obviously there's somebody who got point blank shot in the heart. So it's not him. Okay, so this man has a beard. So I'm assuming the guy with the beard is the older one. Or maybe I'm wrong. Wait, red scarves. Is there a guy with a red scarf? It's not him. Yeah, there. I think he's wearing a. No, I don't think he's wearing a scarf. Okay, it's really hard to tell. Okay, so it's not him. Okay, so he went down there. It must have been him. So there's 3 dead. Let's see if this is it. And that's
The man
it.
with the shotgun was killed by a throwing knife to the neck, but not before firing at the man in glasses. The man in the hat took a bullet to his leg, but 2 other bullets missed. The report mentioned he was shot in the heart, but how? There's something I'm missing here. Who could have finished him off?
And there you go. So that's just a quick little example how some of the side investigations will go. But a quick little tidbit here that I really want to talk about is the main quests. And you have this thing called a Mind Palace. So what this does is you can basically, let's say that there's more clues here. There's only 2 right now. You can actually pick one of these clues and connect them to another clue, and that could lead you down a thought process. And when you have enough thought processes, it connects downward to where, like, if all the lines lead to, let's say on the left side, you saw one guy, he showed up at a hotel. And then on the right side of the screen, you'll see some civilian saw the same man with a gun and he shot. You can connect those 2 dots, and then as you keep going and find other clues, they will connect downward until you figure out like what actually happened. And if you're not careful, you can actually convict someone that's not even the perpetrator. So something to think about. But anywho, this is just someone that has been playing for a very, very, very short time. And the last thing I want to talk about is, so outfits. You know how, like, in some games, like, outfits are purely cosmetic and, they don't really have any purpose? Well, a very big motif in the Sherlock Holmes games is being able to change your outfits to be able to talk to different people to get more information. And you see on the top right, you see these little symbols on the right side of the screen, excuse me. One's like a nobleman. I think the other one is like an Ottoman. Then a police officer. It looks like a sailor, a miner, and then a criminal or a thief. And based upon what you're wearing, it will change your stats. Which, by the way, I like that armor, except I don't like the legs. I wish they didn't have white legs. I wish if you just had regular pants, that would have been a lot cooler. Moving on. But yeah, and you can change, like, what type of clothes you're wearing, the hats you're wearing, glasses or face masks, even like facial hair. And all those go into changing how people perceive you, if they're willing to give you more information or not. And yes, and something that's very, very, very important, you can totally dress up as a very distinguished French woman. There you go. Look at this. That's nice. That's just nice. Look at that. Just kidding. But, it encourages you to, dress up, change up your style, ask people different questions so you can get more information to get the right guy. And with all honesty, I think that's very interesting. So anywho, I just wanted to provide you just a little bit of thoughts from a small YouTuber. There's a lot of big YouTube channels like IGN or whatnot that are just really crapping on this game, saying it's not that great. And I think it's really sad because I think it's a huge missed opportunity to mislead people to not pick up a game that could actually be pretty interesting and you may actually enjoy. So if I could buy, wait, or sell, honestly, I say pick it up and support these developers because honestly they deserve it. And the more we support these small developers, the more they can grow as a business, the more they can continue to work on the foundation of an idea of video games, and the more variety we get in the game market, because good God, we freaking need it. So anywho, shout out to Frogware. Thank you so much for making this game and giving me the opportunity to play it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. It's been Professor Die Hard. If you liked this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Kind of lets me know that what you like, what you don't like. Anywho, catch you guys on the flip side. Deuces.